crappy phone. And I was recording. I swear I was recording, and then it just like, nah, I don't want to. I don't want to record for you. So I gotta do the whole intro again. Hopefully it stays the same. All right, here we go. Take 2. Welcome to CarCast, episode 2. I can't believe I'm doing this again. Well, hopefully I get you guys watching me now. I'm on heading back from MomoCon. Woo! And glad to be on the road. Man, this thing shakes. This road sucks. You can't tell. Yeah, Momocon was a thing this weekend. It happened. Had a wonderful, great time. Oh man, I'm so glad I was able to go, and I got to hang out with a bunch of people. I just had a wonderful time. It makes up for the couple weeks of work that's been pretty crappy, to say the least. Anyway, so I figured I'd talk about just highlights of the con. I'm not going to go through like a day-by-day thing or whatever. Anyways, I just had a blast. I needed it. I socialized with a lot of the A&B editors and even some bigwigs at the con too. Like I was having drinks with a buddy of mine, Rick, and his friend that I haven't seen in a couple of years, probably 4 years or so. So I met him through AWA as Rick and his friend, and then I think I was with the con director also getting drinks for briefly, and then I also was with another friend of mine, a buddy I know from the con, Darius. So it was really cool meeting him. This was like Friday afternoon. We were at the sports bar at the hotel, just shooting the crap, talking con stories and whatnot, and it was an enjoyable experience just socializing with them. Oh man, I'm trying to gather my thoughts because I am just beat tired from everything that's happened in the past 4 days of just like basically running on about 6-7 hours of sleep every night. That's usually about sort of what I get during the week, but like when you're walking around all the time and got something to do and places to go, that's kind of what you do at the con. Anyway, so I'll just kind of hit up the highlights, I think. So I was a finalist in the A&B category for comedy. I did not win, but that's okay. Actually, the video that won, I actually voted for it because I didn't wanted to be a nice guy and not vote for a video that wasn't mine and also wasn't my competition, which was Spud. But actually really wasn't much of my competition this year, so I'll just say that much. I did find out, however, through Insider Baseball, the video that won first place, which was really good. It was like the neckiest episode. I was actually like, as Late Meadwad put it, or Scott, he put it as like, hey, you're a first place loser, which I just said I was first place runner up. I was in second by 17 votes. So if I had 17 or 18 more people vote for me, I could have gotten comedy. But you know, that's not a bad stretch. Like to be that far behind in comedy, like from the other vote. So I can't complain. So you know what? Thank you guys for voting for my video. If you were at the con or saw it online or whatever, because I know they did a Twitch stream for that. I just want to say thank you guys. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Showed it a few times in the A&B room and people loved it. I think I had to play, like it was playing Sunday when they did like the whole like, hey, here's the finalist and whatnot for the competition. And you know, the whole crowd was roaring, laughing or whatever. And after it ended, I just kind of said, you're welcome, and everyone cheered in that panel room. It was awesome. I really appreciate it. I did a couple of panels too for the con. So I did one on A&B trailers. It was the same stuff I did for Anime Week in Atlanta. I did one of my A&B trailers. I had a few people that were in there, but they seemed to enjoy themselves, and I'm happy with that. I can't complain. Get past this Tesla boy. It's a Tesla car. I don't know if it's a boy driving it or whatever, but anyways. So yeah, that panel went over. I mean, I said it went pretty well. I even got to give a sneak peek of, because for the heck of it, I was like, hey, you know, the editor's social's coming up, and you know, we're just trying to put things together, and I was like, all right. And I asked, you know, the staff, you know, I was like, hey, can I play one more trailer? They're like, yeah, sure. So I played my video I'm going to submit to Otakon, and I hope it gets accepted as a finalist. But people in that room loved it. and I'm not going to say what it is, but it will be released after Otakon, so you guys look forward to it. Of course, it's going to be another trailer, and that's the hint. That was a video I finalized back in March, actually, and of course I'm just going to sit on it until I actually release it. Let me see, what else? Anyways, I got to room with my buddy Twiggly Figgly, and of course we coming from his place in Marietta and going down to the con, hitting Interstate 75. I think the worst traffic I really experienced was Thursday afternoon traffic, because they're doing road construction or some accidents. I don't know. There was like 6-7 cars that were off to the side changing tires before you get on 75 like north or whatever, and I was like, that's not good. Like, I didn't know how to take that. I was like, holy crap. I think they were like everyone exiting off Highway 400. So whatever was there was destroying a few tires. So I was like, that's not a good sign. I was like, praise God, nothing happened to me. Anyways, couldn't complain about the parking, but I will say, like, the second worst traffic was Saturday night. The plan, me and Twig left like before 11. We're like, okay, cool, we can head out like 10:45. I mean, we sat in my car at 10:45, leaving the red deck, and I was like, okay, we can get home at a good time. Little did I know there was a concert going on, I think at the State Farm Stadium or whatever the heck, amphitheater or whatever. It was like Sharon. I don't know who this guy was, but there was like an egress of people, and I was like, those people are not nerds. Where do these people come from? And so it was, our idea was to basically pick a road going into the heart of downtown Atlanta, and then just doing a massive flank to get to 75, any way to get to 75 to avoid that traffic. And then I realized, like, trying to get out of there, that, like, I understand why people in Atlanta don't let people merge. Because people are going to be 4 lanes out, are like, oh, no, that's where I got to be. And they just want to, like, cut across. Like, oh, no, hey, hey, hold on. Hey, just let me through. Let me through. We good? We good? Cool. Thanks. I'm tying everybody up by, like, 10 minutes. We're all in the crap together. And I'm just like, I see why everyone here is an a-hole to each other. They won't let people pass. I get it now. So, oh man, I actually saw the best bumper sticker I saw was someone had in the back of their car. It was like, please let me merge so I don't cry, or something like that. And I thought it was the funniest thing. And obviously that must be a sticker you get when you live in Atlanta. So, I'm trying to think of all the stuff I did. I did get to meet one of the guests at the convention. Actually, she was she's been in fandom a very, very long time, Ardith Carlton, and she was on the Anime News Network, or not Anime News Network, excuse me, Anime World Order podcast. God, that's a bright reflection. A few years ago, so like she's been in fandom a long time, so she's just seemed like a very nice, interesting person. So I got to meet her in person, and she's just a darling. She was wonderful to talk to. She was really cool. I ran into her in the dealer's room a little bit, and we chatted for a little bit, and then she found like her group, and so I didn't really see her after that. I believe that was Friday or Saturday. But anyways, like, she had a main panel on Sunday, and I wanted to meet it, but I wound up getting in a conversation with another editor, and we had a really good talk, and that was more worthwhile, I think, to me in the end, talking to this person, than it was to, like, oh, let's skip our conversation short so I can go to this panel. I was just a social butterfly the entire time of the con, and I have no complaints. And actually, anybody watching this CarCast video, thank you for talking to me. I was pleasure talking to you guys when I got the chance. Another editor there, Trenton Zilla, he did this like really cool Yu-Gi-Oh video glitch game. I didn't get to really talk to him much, but like before he left, and I was just like, definitely next time I see him, we need to hang out or whatever. He was a very polite gentleman. I liked him. Really cool guy. He told me glitch game was like, this A&B he worked on. He's just like, why am I masking all this? But man, does it pay off. So definitely check that out. Game room, I think I beat every single person I played in Initial D, so no complaints there either. I played against one guy who was probably on the same scale I did. I mean, like, it was a close game, like both our matches and races. There was even one guy I ran into who's like, oh yeah, you did the Initial D panel a couple years ago at AWA. and I got to race against him, and very nice gentleman. There was a couple that I hopefully was wanting to run into that has the same name I do, same real name, and he's got his wife, and I always meet him at AWA, and because they went to my initial D panel, and because of course everyone knows me from my jacket that I wear, my con jacket. It's actually hanging up behind me at the car at the moment, that I just wear a con. So if you see me in my con jacket, you know who I am. I stand out as a sore thumb. Maybe that's why I was such a social butterfly, because everyone's like, you got this rad looking jacket with pins and patches and crap all over it, and this giant Pris mural on the back of your jacket. I want to know that guy, and yeah, so that actually helps. That's a good like icebreaker for people to talk to me and compliment my jacket. So I get a lot of compliments. It's definitely a chick magnet. It helps me talk to girls. Anyways, so I got a couple more pins and stuff. I did get a couple more pins at the con. All right, my brain's so fried I can't piece anything together. I'm just kind of rambling at the moment. Really, I think I tried to hit up one panel and I got the time wrong, but I mostly just hung around the A&B room most of the time and talked to the other editors. So it was cool meeting like Tim McLaughlin, and then Chet McLovin. McLaughlin needs to change his name to McLaren, the car. So that's kind of like I'm just going to call him that from now on, and he seemed cool with it, I guess. So, no, he's a cool guy. All of them are cool. Now, the contest that had us in the amphitheater, and, better comfortable seating this year, but I felt that we didn't get the attendance like we did last year, because in main events, it's all downstairs, and that's heavy traffic. So people are like, what the heck is this? I got 3 hours to kill. So I remember last year, like, that place was packed. And I don't know if we got those numbers in the nice theater, but at least we got better seats. So I can't really complain too much. Anyways, well, anybody who went to the AMV contest, thank you for showing up and voting for the people that won and supporting us. We really appreciate that. My brain is so fried. Oh, so another thing I heard about, I even saw a video of this. It's on YouTube. I'm going to try to get a link and maybe put a clip of this into my podcast episode. So my buddy Twig went to the wrestling matches. I saw a little bit of it down there. It was entertaining. But he was there shouting and screaming and losing his voice, obviously. And he said that he came in the AV room like Friday. And he's just like, yo, dude, I got to tell you this. Like, this is what happened. I was like, all right, hit me up. I'm all ears. And supposedly, and there's video evidence of this, of course, that somebody in a Spiderman cosplay after the Divas match went on stage and went to shake the winner of the Divas match. And so, she goes and shakes his hand. Guy in the Spider-Man costume picks her up and body slams her. Dude gets rushed by 5 security dudes like that. And he said, he's like, obviously it wasn't staged, because the girl did not wasn't expecting it. Because with wrestling, you never know if it's staged or whatever. But if you got 5 dudes rushing you for doing something stupid like that, it's not good. And he said, yeah, I saw him get booked and cops take him away. Obviously, if cops take you away, it is not staged. So somebody made a meme of that already on YouTube from the live stream from Twitch. So I will definitely post that up or clip this together in this episode, and you guys can see that clip either at the end or whatever. I mean, really, how stupid are you to do something like that? I am gonna go on a rant. Like, really, dude, you're gonna be con banned to try to get your 15 seconds of fame? Really, that's what you're known for? Like, you're an effing a-hole, man. Try not to cuss. Try not to, man. I'm just saying. You know the choice words. Trying to be nice. Trying to be very Christian. Anyways, so that happened. I think that was one of the highlights, but I don't know, man. It just seems like the past few years, like stupidity at cons, it seems like everyone records everything, so everything's going to get uploaded. Like, so really this is a reality check to people that, like, if you think you're going to be funny and cool doing something stupid at a con, remember there's 200 people with cameras that are going to record your movements. That's going to be on you the rest of your life, especially if you're going to be booked and have a record on you for assault. Like, come freaking on. Don't be that damn stupid. That's my rant. Anyways, aside from that, that's probably the highlight of the con, and there's probably some other stuff that happened, but that was the only one I knew about. Pretty relaxed, pretty chill. I did not get to play Gun and Battle Pods this year. I was just like, I'm good with Initial D. They had Initial D, the arcade, the recent one that came out a couple years ago. there's gonna be a new one coming out eventually, so that's usually how it works. But I did pretty good in that game. Oh man, in terms of money spending, I spent more than I thought I would, that I should have. That's usually how it goes, but I don't think I went totally overboard. Some of the things I got included, I'll tell you one thing, it was a game that I found a game that I've been wanting for 20 years, and that is Evangelion on the N64. Neon Genesis Evangelion 64. I remember playing it once on an emulator. It is not a good game. I think I remember telling some people, like, you know, I think out of all the Evangelion games out there, there's probably just literally less than 5 that are actually good Evangelion games. And the only one I can think of that is actually good is Battle Orchestra for the PS2. Take Smash Brothers, like the aesthetic and the gameplay, and put Evangelion and Angels in there. That's Battle Orchestra. It's fun. You don't need a story. It's just beat 'em up Evangelion. I don't even understand why like Arc System Works can't make an Evangelion fighting game. Like, they make good fighting games. I mean, like, that would be amazing if they tackled, like, got with Studio Kara and made it like a license deal. Like, hey, we'll make a fighting game for you or whatever. Like, I'd pick that up, absolutely. I actually they had a copy of that there, but I found Evangelion 64 at the, it's like Retro Saiku, I think, this guy. I know I'm butchering the name, but they're always at AWA. I usually go there to find Super Eurobeat CDs, and I usually try to buy a Super Eurobeat CD every year or so, but I want to find the stuff that has like the songs from Initial D, and there's one album in particular I really want to find that's got the song Heartbeat by Natalie, and I'm trying to find that album just so I can have a physical media of it, because that's probably my favorite Eurobeat song. That's the one that means the most to me. I just love the way that song that's the way that song sounds. Anyways, so other stuff I got a Good Smile Company like big like Cobra statue that I'm like, that was to me like a dumb purchase, like one of those like I could have not bought that insane $50. Actually really 60 when he had it tax. But I was like, F it, it'll go with my other Cobra figure that I have too. I got another game. I got Ray Earth on Game Boy from another dealer. He was a really cool guy. I got a Shinshan game. I got 2 other Shinshan games, maybe 3 in my collection, because I don't know why. I got it because he had it, and I told him, I'm like, yeah, you know, I got like Korean Shinshan, and like they're really weird games. He's like, well, I got the second one. It's like, you know, $9, and I'm like, yeah, why not? Support a local business. I picked that up. I got an anime about people that play brass instruments, because I want to do an AMV using brass instruments. That's an idea I have coming up, so I'm just getting some source footage for that. But that was like a $6 movie, or heavily discounted. I'm like, I'll take it. I don't care. When I'll get to ripping it, who knows? I got Berserk Volume 11, the big thick book. I got some other stuff. I got a Momocon pin, and I got my Momocon shirt in my luggage in the back of my car. I'm actually going to merge over real quick. And, man, I'm just thinking, I got some other ends and trinkets, but I was just talking about the big stuff I happen to get. Now, the dealer that I got Evangelion from, they got Laserdisc there, so they had, like, Hurricane Live, the Bubblegum Crisis, like, music video compilation on Laserdisc. That one, I was like, I have Revenge Road on Laserdisc. I'm pretty good with that. And I was like, I don't need that. And then the one thing I did see that they have was Die Hard Japanese Laserdisc. And I was like, ooh, I love me some Die Hard. And I'm wondering if it's like, okay, is this overdubbed? Or just like, does this have like, you know, subtitles or something? I don't know. I'm not, because I know they overdub movies, but like if it's got a dub, that would be really worth it to get like Japanese dub Bruce Willis, and like where they dub like where they try to like English yippee-ki-yay mother effer. That would be worth the $25 for the Laserdisc, to be honest. Shoot, why are we slowing down? Because we can, because I'm in the right lane. I thought this was going faster. And anyways, but yeah, I think in terms of talking. But I mean, really, the main thing was just really socializing with people. And I got into really good conversations and got to play a game that the head of the AV program, Eric, put together. It was me and a few of the editors there playing that game before my headbanging AMV panel that Saturday night. It seemed like he went through this entire long description. I felt like I needed a master's degree for him to explain the rules. And once we started playing, it got fun. But for me, I was just like, I don't understand half of what you're saying, so I'm just gonna just do whatever. And that's exactly what I did. So I just kind of made the game more fun. And I don't know, man, I was just rolling with it. But I got some good contact information from people's, and just put an S at the end of everything. And I got to talk a little bit about my faith with other people. One person was, we got into a really good conversation about that when I saw you, and that Sunday, and that was worthwhile. That was just a very deep and fruitful conversation there. And I mean, I don't really want to name names or whatever, because we got kind of personal. But it was just the fact that how life has taken me to where I'm at now, and being involved in the AV community in the past couple of years, and just trying to work on being a very nice, friendly person. And it's not just getting brownie points, but it's just something I feel that it needs to be done. I need to do. I will say this: there was actually it was really cool. I got to meet other Christians at the convention. There was a booth that called Jesus Loves Gamers, and I talked to them for a little bit. So we were just kind of sharing theology a little bit, and they were really nice. They had these little books that talked about they basically condensed the book of John, but made it into a sort of a game guide. It was, and everything's free, they print everything free, and they're talking about their way of ministering to people. And actually, the other thing I bought was a Go-Go 13 manga by Viz. It was volume 7, because I was like, I'm gonna see if I can hunt down some Go-Go 13. And the guy that was running that dealer's booth was he was really friendly, really cool guy to talk to. He had sort of, I guess he had a throat thing or whatever, because he had to press a button on the throat to talk or whatever. And but he was just talking to everybody, cutting up. I mean, that's the guy's livelihood there, to just you can generally tell he loves people and loves being at these conventions. And so I was like, hey, you got Go-Go 13? He's like, yeah, I got, I think I should have a book over there. And then I noticed that he was playing worship music on the stereo, and I was like, hey, that's pretty cool, you're playing worship music. And he was like, oh man, it's good to meet another believer or whatever. And and he gave me this comic he wrote, and he wanted me to read it and tell him what I thought about it, and he just handed it to me. And I was just I haven't read it yet because I've been so busy, but I'll definitely check it out. But little stuff like that is just, I appreciate that so much. And here is my exit, since we're about to get on the other part of the interstate loop thing in Athens. I just hit Athens right now. Long pause, because I can only focus on one thing at a time. And even driving, I'm just it's a straight shot. I don't have to think too much. And now that I have to take a right turn here to exit off, that's gonna 50% of my brain power is gonna be, I gotta allocate brain space per thing. So I am a blonde, and I am acting like one right now. So but no, it's just real interaction with people was the real fruit of this convention, and just shooting the crap with people. It was just fantastic, and just having even side conversations mean something. And yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. So I can't think of anything else I want to talk about MomoCon. I was just really that's really the highlights there. But congratulations to the people that won at the contest. I think I said that already. I'm getting the left lane and booking it. Of course, you got one if you want to get in front of me. So yeah, I think that's about really all I wanted to say. I figured this might be a little short podcast kind of thing, and just get the highlights of the con. I know I'm repeating myself. I am sorry. I guess in terms of anime, I actually just started watching Serial Experiments Lain. I found some HD rips that someone put on like archive.org. I know archive.org went through like an entire like liquidation of like getting rid of media and stuff, like copyright or whatever, and they did their own purge like recently. But like I was able to snag what, I mean, if you can snag what you can off of there, do it. Yeah. And we got the 5-0 on the road, doing their work. I'll tell you something, like, oh, they're helping them out, okay. Like, I like, in terms of highways in Atlanta, like 75 is the most police controlled. There was a cop pulling, had somebody over anytime we were on that road. And, I guess you got it. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. There was troopers there, city cops, sheriffs, who, it didn't matter. They know that's like the hotbed of like getting speeders. And still people sped. I think there was like, oh no, there was, okay, so the other thing about the con, after the con actually, my buddy Twig and I were going to Kura, like Revolving Sushi in Doraville. Great place if you guys can check it out. But no, like we got on like 285 and like all these Mustangs were speeding past us. I was like, was there like a race meet or something? They must have came from somewhere and they're all just wanted to hog the left lane and go like about 100. And of course, when you need a cop, they're never there, you know. Anyways, but I didn't get to meet another friend of mine, Drew. We met him because last time I met him was last year after the con when I got some stuff from him. And so this year we were like, dude, I want to eat some like Revolving Sushi food, and can you meet us there? He's like, yeah. And so like his wife made a reservation, so we got there like 8 o'clock. We probably didn't eat till like maybe after 8:30. We didn't leave till 10, and that place was still jamming on a Sunday night. Anyways, so that was good to just socialize with Drew and catch up and talk about like media ripping and our jobs and catching up on like all the bull crap in my life and all this other stuff and whatnot. That was good. I had taiyaki, like the breaded fish with like bean stuff inside of it. I basically wanted to go just to have that. And like the little sushi revolving plates, like that was my meal. I got like 5 or 6 of those things, and I was good. And I think that was like one of the main 2 meals I had at the entire convention. Meanwhile, I just had like my Optiva bars and snack the entire time. Oh man, I think Friday night when we had the editors meet, I was actually, I might have been like my last main meal. No, I'll tell you the bull crap. Like they had con food, like okay, the con food or whatever you buy. So I paid $14. Get this, $14 for like teriyaki chicken and rice, and they put it in this big box. And I'm like, okay, they ought to fill that sucker up for $14. No, they don't even give you half the size of the box. I'm like, what is this BS? And I'm like, no. So I was like, why should I waste money on more food here? And like personal pan pizzas from like Papa John's, it's like $14. And I'm like, man, you're better off just snacking or like bringing a grill and grilling out at the convention. You might as well do that. I mean, I don't know how much trouble you're going to get into, but at least you'd be more well fed. Don't do what I just said, because I don't want anybody getting kicked out of the con. Unless you're like tailgating somewhere at the con. There ought to be like con tailgating. I don't know. I say that that's like that's a good idea, but like you can't. Not everyone's a grand chef. You know, everyone might get the worst case of food poisoning if that happened. So, on the surface, it sounds like a great idea. But anyways, it's probably not. Actually, speaking of people who brought food, a lady named Angelic Days brought a bunch of pastries for the A&B brunch. Great stuff. She's a great cook. I think chef or pastry maker, sweet maker. She made macaroons that looked like the little characters from Among Us. Had a different flavor. Like she did it out of love and passion, and it was fantastic. So bravo to you, Angelic. Great food. She gave me a card. This is actually, I'm using it as a bookmark for my Go-Go 13 manga, but I have it. I have your card, so I did not lose it. Oh shoot, I was talking about Serial Experiments Lain. See, I told you this, I'm just scatterbrained. Anyway, so yeah, I got into that show, and oh shoot, there's the editor's dinner too. Okay, well, screw Lain for a minute. Let me get back to, yeah. No, the editor's dinner, I got to meet Fade, head of the org. Talked to him, talked to a bunch of other people there too. I got to meet James Blonde, and like Meatwad and I just like just talk. We were just chilling out because we mostly talk online anyways. That was fun. Got to meet people from like Sasuke Chan, or shoot, her name's Sarah, but got to meet her and her friends. So that was fun. Just the other highlight of that, like again, bunch of stuff happened at the con. So if I'm leaving people out that I talked to, I'm sorry. Oh, I did get to meet Perky Pastry. She was very nice and kind also. So Kirby Gal was there. She's always cool. Shout outs to all these people, and shout outs to the people I didn't name. If you know who you are and I talk to you, that's good. That you're within spirit, trapped in a brain cell somewhere in the back of the whatever the heck, like my brain label stuff. I barely passed science in high school. Scratch that, I barely passed high school, but I made it. That's all that counts. So, anyways, okay, Serial Experiments Lain. I think I might talk about it. I think all you guys left by now. I don't care. Anyways, I'm 4 episodes in. It's actually pretty interesting. So, like, I've always heard interesting stuff about the show. Okay. You can get behind me. Yes. You need to get over. Now, I'm letting you over, Jeep. Make your move. There you go. Yeah, I see the turn signal. Come on. There you go. Now, Lane's it's getting pretty interesting. Like, it's just like, I don't know, like it had like a shooting in a club, and this girl's getting into computers, the main girl, and like the visuals of this show is really interesting. Like, there's like extreme white when she walks out of her house, and then there's all this like, the shadows are not dark, they just got like this weird purple design on it or something. So I don't know what the heck is going on. And like I said, I'm only 4 episodes in. I haven't really continued with Licorice Recoil or Spy Family, because I was like, well, let me get into Lain right now. So I'm gonna check that out probably tonight. It's Memorial Day. My plan is hopefully and put on TCM and watch war films, because that was my middle school tradition, like in my younger years, like 20 years ago, was to watch war films on Memorial Day weekend. Like, I would literally sit on the couch and watch like Kelly's Heroes. Actually, when I left my buddy's house this morning, TCM had Where Eagles Dare. That's a good Clint Eastwood film. Good Clint Eastwood war film. You guys need to check that out. I do have that on Blu-ray along with Kelly's Heroes. Like, it's a bundled 2-for-1 Blu-ray. That's like a UK release, because I wanted those in HD, and I got from Amazon, I think like a couple years ago actually. Anyways, I'm rambling. But no, I can't really say too much on Lain. I mean, other than like, I'm interested in where it goes. Like, the girl's kind of like really quiet, and then it seems like she's like, now she seems like she's more talkative and has a personality. So I'm wondering, like, okay, where's this show going? I know it's like a show from the 90s, and everyone's seen it, and you can probably just like, spoiler alert, put it in the comments, but I just want to prove those comments if you do that. So just kidding, maybe. Anyways, yes, I think this is a pretty quick podcast episode, CarCast episode. I had time to do it. I'm now leaving Athens, and I'm on this stretch of road to get to Elberton now. So, yeah, I really can't think of anything else. RIP shout outs. Tina Turner passed away. That's, I have a tribute for her. I can't say much. I have a tribute for her coming up in an upcoming video for an upcoming convention. I will say that. So, yeah, we lost a music legend there. She was like 80 something, 83, 89, I don't know. Good life, I gotta say. She did a lot. So, I mean, these people, like, they don't perform anymore. You don't hear from them forever until like they die. You know, like last I heard about Sean Connery when he passed was like, oh, he lived in Greece or something, or like he just basically like did whatever he wanted the last like 10, 20 years of his life when he got out of acting, I guess. So, I mean, who can blame him? He's just like, yeah, you know, I was James Bond and Indiana Jones and did a billion other films. I've done my time. Leave me alone. I want to be secluded. So, you know, bravo to him. All right. I'm going to just chill out. Oh, let me see what's on the radio now. We can go ahead and play us out. I'm on 99X at a 100.5 out of Atlanta. I think I still have a signal. Let's see what's on. They've got some good stuff playing. So thank you for watching. I think this is a country western station. No, no. This is not. There's no way this is 99X. That's bullcrap. Shoot, how do you? Okay, wait. What do we got? All right, we'll play this out. Thank you for listening.
Every pure intention ends when the good times stop.
Spider-Man, a psychopath masked marauder, a menace.